White Lotus Season 3 has come to a close. Happy Masters Week. No, we're not here to talk about golf. We're here to talk about Season 3 of the White Lotus. Very pessimistic throughout much of the season, but Mike White, I feel like he delivered on some and then left us wanting more. He talks in the post-credit scenes about a Season 4, so at least we got that going for us. Beautiful people, beautiful place, doing terrible things. Never seems to get old. That's why we have a whole slew of reality TV. Let's first talk about the good. I've really felt like he wrapped up the third season in a way that was true to form with the other seasons. Walton Coggins' character, my favorite. Spoilers ahead, by the way, if you are going to watch this or haven't watched it yet, stop watching immediately. You know, Rick's character, you really thought there for a little bit, thus is the White Lotus, that he was going to kind of get out of what he was feeling. And he obviously did, but it wasn't the way I wanted. But a respect to Mike White. Both of them dying in a Greek tragedy form. You know, the fun part about this show and what makes it so special is trying to figure out what's going to happen. From people digging into the credits to reading into it. One of my favorite theories was that Serlato was Rick's father. Obviously, we found out that it was not he. It was Scott Glenn's character, which, you know, nice little twist. Could kind of see that coming from one of them. But the Greek tragedy of those two. Also move on to, you know, Greg's character kind of gets the piece that he wants. Costs him $5 million, but he's able to kind of settle in. They show him, he gives a little wink to his girlfriend in the pool. Kind of, you know, showing that things are going to be status quo from here on out, and he's kind of living without that fear. Other things that I liked, the three girlfriends, you know, her speech just was fantastic television. Give her the Emmy already. Miss Coon is just a fantastic actress. All three of them were good all year. Really, you know, as someone approaching 50, could kind of sympathize with kind of what they're going through. We all have friends, you know, you all get to a point where you're just kind of like sitting there, you know, taking retrospect on your life, and there's good and there's bad, you know, for everybody. So I really enjoyed their arc and enjoyed the closure from those guys. I thought was great. Another person that came full circle was Belinda, right? You know, how ironic that she goes season 1, Jennifer Coolidge's character leaves her high and dry, leaves with a man. She then has an affair with her coworker and feel like happiness is going to be on the doorstep for the two of them to open their own place, only for her to kind of figure out like, hey, it's not really what I wanted. So to quote Steve Miller, she took the money and run. Then we get to the part of the night that I did not enjoy. I was not happy with how we left Jason Isaac's family. I was really hoping that Piper No would literally, Parker Posey's character would come off as some kind of empowered badass that kind of saved the day. With that being said, I really also feel like we haven't seen the last of them. Season 4 is around the corner, and if you would have told me that we'd see Belinda again in Season 3, I would have probably told you were crazy. So, hope that isn't too long. Season 3, White Lotus, overall, I give it a good rating. I was nervous we weren't going to get the ending we deserved, but Mike White, as always, delivers. Can't wait for Season 4. Now it's on to as much Rice's Gemstones as I can handle.